Well, joining me now are Liam Hawel and Cedric from the 2019 Guelph Storm championship team. Guys, how you doing? And adjusting to this COVID reality okay?
Obviously, it's not kind of what we wanted or expected, but I think right now it's kind of time like this. It's a good time to just kind of relax at home and spend some time with the family that we kind of obviously lose during the OHL hockey year. And I mean, it's gone on a bit longer than I think we hoped, but I think not much you can do than just kind of sit tight and hopefully this thing will go away sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Like Liam said, it's a good time to spend time with family. Obviously, during the hockey season, we're with our billets, and we don't get to see our parents as often. But yeah, these are just opportunity to cherish the little things and enjoy it a little bit more.
Before we get to Game 6 against Ottawa, I just want to go back to that playoff run because, you know, the Storm, it was one of the most unlikely teams ever to win it, get to the OHL finals and win it. And just based on the two comebacks before that, I mean, let's start with London, Cedric. I mean, you're being down 3-0. Was there ever a moment where you guys, you know, doubted that you belonged in that series?
I think we'd be lying if we said we never doubted. When you go down 3-0, it's hard to not maybe to slip to that negative side. But I think we were really good. Obviously, the way we handled it, being able to come back, but just focusing on one game at a time. Game 4, game 5, and so on really helped us to stay present in the moment and just focus on what the task was ahead at the time.
And then you do it again against Saginaw, Liam. I mean, what did you learn from those two series that you took into the Ottawa series?
I think we gained that confidence in ourselves that, I mean, obviously we didn't have the starts we wanted and we weren't playing like the team we knew we were, but after showing the London series that we could easily come back and beat a great team like they were 4 straight games, I think in the Saginaw series, obviously there was still the doubt that, I mean, if we have one more bad game, then our season's over. But we kind of just dug deep like we did against London. And I think we played, obviously, like our lives were on the line and made another unbelievable comeback. And we made it into the Ottawa series. So I think, obviously, two starts to the series against London and Saginaw that we didn't plan on having. But we obviously made it work in the end with some unbelievable comebacks.
And Liam, obviously you're from Ottawa area. I mean, what was that like? I mean, facing off league title against your hometown team, so to speak.
It was unbelievable because I think my family and friends never really get to come see me play too often. It's pretty far away. My first team was in the Sault Ste. Marie, and then I played in Guelph, so both teams were pretty far away. And only my parents would really get to come see me. Like once a month, they come down for a weekend, and my friends hardly ever got to see me. So. And obviously, growing up in Ottawa, I was a huge 67s fan, and I spent a lot of time in that rink watching them play. So, to playing such meaningful games in that arena and ending up taking down my childhood favorite team was a very special moment and something I'll never forget.
So you guys got down again in the first 2 games. I mean, was there anything you learned, or was there something that changed for how you approached them in the games 3-6?
I think we just kind of built our confidence from those earlier series, knowing what we were capable in the London series, and then followed by the Saginaw series. We knew the skill set we had, and we knew that we were a team that was able to adapt to, the opponents we were playing, and I think that's how we were able to get through that 2-0 deficit that we started off in with Ottawa.
I mean, heading into Game 6, you knew you had a chance to clinch to win the OHL championship. What was the mood like in the locker room before the game?
I think obviously there was a lot of nerves, but I think they were like excited nerves because we knew we had a chance to win the OHL championship on our home ice. That would be just something I think we all kind of dreamed of since the start of the year, knowing we had a pretty good team, and the city of Guelph was just unbelievable in supporting us, and to win on home ice and have the fans screaming for us would have been so sweet. And we knew going back to Ottawa, it was a hard building to win in, and we grinded out a win in Game 5, so we wanted to win it on our home ice. So I think we all woke up that morning. It was an afternoon game, and we knew we just had to have one unbelievable game, and the championship would be ours. So I think it was obviously some nerves, but we were ready to go.
I mean, Cedric, you scored that goal in the second period to put the Storm up 4-2. Can you take us through what you remember on that play, and did it cross your mind that it might hold up to be the game winner?
Definitely didn't cross my mind at the time, but no, I just remember going to the net and Lonzo taking a shot on net and I tipped it down. And the first attempt I tried to put in the net didn't work, and then Dom tried to put it in too. It didn't work, and then just so happened the third time it was finally able to go in and score the goal.
What's it feel like to score a goal in an OHL championship clinching game?
I guess it feels pretty amazing, especially in that moment. Especially that whole second period, we were able to tie it up with Ratty and Sammy's goals when they was able to put that goal in. Just seeing the crowd and everyone stand up and all the boys running and are skating towards me and then skating to the bench and all the hype in that arena is just something that you just can't duplicate.
So I'll ask each of you, I mean, what was going through your head in those moments just after the buzzer went, knowing that you were the OHL champs?
Honestly, it's probably one of the best moments of my life. I think that whole day I just have memorized in my brain. I think all of us probably think back on it a lot, and I think for me especially, I think we all miss it a ton. And even watching highlights and replays of that day just brings me like so much happiness, and I miss it so much, and I miss the boys. So I think we kind of knew the game was kind of in our hands since I think we went up like 8-3, like 5 minutes left, and the whole crowd was chanting, and we were all on the bench just so excited. And it wasn't just the last 20 seconds; it was like almost 3 minutes. We kind of knew we had it, and I think that was just unbelievable. That whole day was so special, and I think we'll never forget it for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say that those last few minutes when the crowd was singing. What was that song they were singing? What's it called?
It was like goodbye, like
yeah, the good and then we all just had our arms around each other, and yeah, that's just stuck in my memory. I'll never kind of get out of there. But yeah, just the rest of the day, celebrating and being with the guys, and yeah.
Cedric, you'd been with the team through some tough years. I've seen it all come together in a championship. Did you ever think that, that could happen given where this team was earlier in your career?
It was hard because it was definitely a journey, and it was definitely something that we were building towards, but years down the road. So being with that team early on, I know Howie was with that team early on too when he joined over from the Sioux, but being, I guess, so low in the standings, you kind of appreciate being down there and understanding what it takes to get past it. And again, just believing in our core guys that have been through us or with us through that whole time, and just understanding that we're building to be a championship team and building those habits. And that's, I think, something we were definitely able to each year improve on little bit by little. And I know that year before we finally it was our first year we made the playoffs again, so into our championship year we were kind of able to build off of that experience and bring it home.
Being OHL champions, what was the experience like? You had the Memorial Cup, the parade, getting your rings. For you, Cedric, seeing the banner raised, what were some of your favorite parts of being champion?
Honestly, just every little thing about it. I think I still, like I said, I look back on all the memories on my phone and on Twitter and Instagram, and I just get chills every time I watch it. I think I wish I could relive that day and the moments after it. I think it's just such a special feeling to have the whole city of Guelph and all your friends and family just congratulating you, and you just felt like you're on cloud nine for about a month after. Even like we had our cup parties in our hometowns, where all our friends would come and family, and I think it just honestly it was probably the best year of my life. And I've said this before, but I wish I could relive it. Every time I think about it, it just gives me chills. So it was just unbelievable, and I'll always remember it for sure.
Yeah, like Liam said, watching the videos of us celebrating and stuff, and even the highlights of everything, like I don't think I watch a single video without getting chills. And then even that though, like that whole year was just so much fun because we knew the team that we had and the ability that we had and what we were all striving to do, which was bring a championship back to Guelph. And that whole process, the whole journey was the best part of it all. The whole playoff process and everything, and then again being able to bring the cup back to our hometowns and celebrate with our our friends and families, people who have believed in us since we were so little and during our whole OHL career is definitely something I'll never forget.
Well, guys, thanks so much for joining me here. Liam, Hawel, Cedric Ralph from the 2019 OHL Championship Guelph Storm team. Stay tuned. We'll be back with 2 more familiar faces.